Okay, hello everyone. Today in this video we're going to talk through the checkpoint for chapter 2, okay, on linear functions and graph. Okay, so this is a very really easy topic. Okay, all you need to do is just to pay really close attention to what we are doing, and I think you should be doing just fine. Okay, because this is yeah, because based on graphs, like there's nothing much to be tested except for reading, doing some basic calculations and so on. Okay, so here on the grid, we draw and label the graphs x equals to 2 and y equals to 6. So for x equals to 2, the graph will look something like this. You notice the x-axis, okay, on the x-axis number 2, right? So it's better to draw the graph in this manner as compared to this because we are on the x-axis anyway. So here, all the x values are actually 2, right? So here, we will draw in our graph like this, okay, and I label this x equals to 2, right? Then y equals to 6, so on the y-axis you look for 6. Then the graph, it will be better to draw the graph like this. So the y equals to 6 graph will be here, okay, over here. Then label this y equals to 6. Okay, so these two graphs. Now then find the gradient of PQ. For PQ, the rise is actually 0. Okay, the run, because there's no rise there, the run is actually 8 steps. Okay, if you could count the number of steps here, 8 steps. So the gradient is actually equals to rise over run equals to 0 over 8. So this is actually equals to 0. So the gradient here is 0. Then for gradient RQ, right? RQ, here the rise is actually a negative rise because it goes downwards. Right, from R to Q. Then from this point to the right, we have 2 units. Okay, 2 steps. So we have a minus 4 steps. Okay, minus 4 units. And we've got 2 units. Okay, so the gradient is okay. So here the rise is negative 2. Negative 4. The run is equals to 2. So the gradient, which is equals to rise over run, it is rise negative 4 over run 2. So negative 2, like this. Okay, so this is so far the one of the easier ones, just to draw and label the graph, find the coordinate, find the gradient and so on. Okay, now for question 2, we'll be moving on to a function. Okay, so the name of this function, or the name of the graph, is called 3x plus 4y equals to 12. So this is our function. Okay, so this is our function, or the equation function. Okay, so some of the corresponding values are shown below, and find the values of m and n. So here, let's look at this one, the first one, right? So when x is equals to 2 and negative 2 and y is equals to m, right? So based on this function, the relationship of the graph of x and y, so we just copy down this function, right? So x, we will substitute the x. Wait, let me do. Okay, we will substitute the x here. We will substitute the y. We will substitute the y here. Okay, so you will have 3x plus 4y is equals to 12. If you can spot the color, okay, just spot the color like this. Right, so let's simplify. 3 times negative 2 will be negative 6 plus 4m equals to 12. Okay, then it will be back to our usual math. So plus 6 plus 6. So our 4m will be equals to 18. Right, so divide by 4. So m will be equals to 4.5. 9 over 2. Okay, 4.5. Okay, 4.5. Right, then for the second one, to find n, so here we use the second set of values. X is n, y is 0. So when x is equals to n, y is equals to 0, so based on this function again, okay, based on this function again, okay, y, okay, y we put into y, the x we put into x over here. Okay, so here we have 3x, 3n plus 4 times 0 is equals to 12. Okay, if you look at the color, it should, yeah, It's just the substitution. Okay, so we have 3n plus 4 times 0, so plus 0 equals to 12. So divide by 3n will be equals to 4, like that. Okay, so m is 4.5, 4.5, n is equals to 4. So we've got 4 points to consider. Okay, part B. Now complete this part in the graph paper attached behind using a scale of 1 cm. So we are going to use this graph over here. Right, let's use this graph over here. Right, and let's plot the graph down there in the other page. Okay, so I have my values here. Okay, I have my values here. So let us look at the scale. Now the scale is actually here. Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay, so actually there's a correction here. Scale of 2 cm to 1 unit. Scale of 2 cm to 1 unit. Draw a horizontal axis and a vertical axis. So each unit is 2 cm. So this box itself is 1 cm. So double of this will be 2 cm, right? So let's take note. Okay, so we're going to do the marking. So here will be -1, -2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one quite nice, the axis already given. Okay, so this one we just fill in the axis like that. Okay, 2 cm for 1 unit. So every 2 big boxes you go and label there. 6 on top you write a y, below you write a z, x, then -1 and -2. Okay, now let's plot all these points into the graph. Okay, so the first up we have -2 and 4.5. So coordinate -2, 4.5 should be somewhere up there. Okay, next one 0 and 3, the second one 0 and 3, so x is 0, y is 3, so it should be over here. The third set 2 and 1.5, so 2 and 1.5 over here. Okay, so you plot by drawing crosses. Then n and 4 and 0, alright, so 4 and 0 over here. Okay, so it's actually quite straightforward. You just need to join the lines. Okay, join the lines. Okay, join the lines over here. Right, so this one, label the graph. This graph is called 3x plus 4y equals to 12. Okay, so 3x. Okay, 3x plus 4y equals to 12. Okay, so here you go. So we have this graph over here. Next, okay, in part C, now use your graph to find the coordinates of the point where the line crosses the y-axis. So at the y-axis, where is the graph? Okay, so at y-axis, it is actually over here. Right, over here. Let me draw using another color over here. Right, so what is the coordinate of this point? X is 0, y is 3. Okay, x is 0, y is 3. So the coordinates is 0 and 3. Okay, last but not least, find the area of the triangle bounded by the x-axis, y-axis, and the straight line. Okay, x, y, and straight line. So we've got x-axis, y-axis. So we are actually looking at this triangle, this triangle here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay, this triangle. Okay, so what is the area of this triangle? Now, half times base times height. So what will be the base? The base is actually equals to 4 units. So it's because 0 to 4, so 4 units. Right? The height is going to be equals to 1, 2, 3, 3 units. Okay, so base is 4, height is 3. So we have the area is equals to half times base times height. So half times 4 times 3. Okay, so this will be 6 units square. Okay, 6 units square. Okay, so this is for the graph question. Actually, very easy one. You just need to follow the instructions carefully. Just read carefully and just do it. Okay, so don't worry too much. There's a lot of words, but the words are actually telling you to follow the instructions. Okay, last but not least for question 3. Question 3. Okay, the following diagram shows the graph of parking charges in the shopping mall for a 24-hour period. Now find the number of minutes of free parking offered by the car park. So this graph will tell you the cost of parking, right? The parking charges, and based on the number of hours parked. So if you were to read the graph, now 0 to 6 hours, 5 hours. Now in the first hour, did they charge anything? No, the parking fee is 0. But after 1 hour, then they start charging, the parking fee will increase, right? So first number of minutes of free parking offered by the car park over here. Okay, in the first hour. So the answer is actually 60 minutes. Okay, so this one is first hour free. Okay, because literally the first hour there's no charge, 0 cost. Okay, the cost of parking is 0. Now number 2, the duration a person left in the car park if he pays $6. So if the person pays $6, how long did he park the car? So if he pays $6, so look at the $6 over here. Let's draw and read the graph. The graph will show you it is actually 3 hours. Right, so the answer is actually 3 hours over here. Okay, so this one is just reading the graph. Okay, number 3, the cost of parking if he parked his car for 4.5 hours. So when he parked his car for 4.5 hours, now he will reach this graph, right? And this graph actually tells us how much does he pay for it. So how much does he pay for it actually? $9. Okay, right, so here 4.5, go to $9. So the answer is actually $9. Okay, last but not least, the rate of parking charges between 1 to 4 hours, meaning each hour they charge how much? So actually very easy. It's between 1 and 2, right? In 1 hour, how much do they charge? $3. In 1 hour, how much will you charge? Another $3. Another hour, charge $3. So this is what we call the rate. For every hour of parking, then they have the rate here. Okay, so how do we get the rate? It's just $2 per hour. Okay, so you can either read the graph or you can actually find the gradient. So the concept is actually the rate of anything in the graph. The rate comes from the gradient of the graph. Okay, so this is all for the chapter 2 checkpoint. So if there's any question, don't hesitate to contact me and let me know. Alright, bye bye.